So you want to know how I know Jesus is a total asshole? It's because he ruined masturbation for me when I was growing up. You know, one of the greatest joys in a young man's life is masturbation. And every single time there was Jesus to ruin that shit for me. I mean, every single time I would clean up my impressive boy load that was all over my stomach, and immediately, the guilt and the butterflies would ascend upon my stomach like jackals, man. I felt so shitty every time. I felt so weak. I had to pray to Jesus every single time I finished, man, just to make myself feel better. I would say, "Dear Jesus, I'm so sorry for the sin I have committed against you. Please help me be strong in the future not to masturbate anymore." But don't get me wrong, man, this didn't deter my masturbation at all. Oh, hell no. I was still a little spunking monkey, man, feverishly pawing at my pork sword every chance I got. You know, no matter how many times I prayed to Jesus to help me stop masturbating, he never seemed to listen, man. It was almost like he liked watching me, you know? It was almost like he liked watching me. But anyway, man, you know, it's so much easier just to do the fun shit in life and then ask for forgiveness afterwards, you know, than stop doing it altogether. All you gotta do is pray to Jesus afterwards, and it's like it never happened, man. It's win-win. I can remember very clearly when I was 13 deciding to make a stand for God. It was Christmas Day. And for some reason, I always felt extra guilty about masturbating on Christmas Day, because that was like the ultimate sin. You can't masturbate on Jesus' birthday, man. You go straight to hell for that kind of shit. So I never masturbated on Christmas, man, and I was feeling really anxious, and I was feeling guilty for that, man. So right then and there, I made a promise to God. As my New Year's resolution, I promised never ever to masturbate again. And when I made a promise to God, I intended to keep it, because that was the ultimate thing. You don't ever break your promises to God, man. And I can very clearly remember watching on TV as that ball dropped in New York and thinking to myself, well, that's it. I'm never gonna masturbate ever again. I promise, God. I lasted to January 3rd. And by then, I was like a crack addict in fucking rehab, man. I was all jittery and jonesing for that shit. I just couldn't take it anymore, man. I had to do it. And I knew I was breaking my promise to God with every stroke, man. And with every stroke, I felt more and more guilty. And I swear, man, when I came, I felt like I was coming directly in Jesus' face. I never felt more guilty about anything in my life, man. I was crying. I was like, I'm sorry, Jesus. I just wanted to hand him a moist towelette. It was without a doubt the absolute worst orgasm I've ever had in my life. And that's really saying something, man, because I once had sex with a Canadian. And I felt so guilty about that shit for my entire childhood. But now that I'm grown, all I can think about is, what kind of sick monster would give you something that's so amazingly pleasurable and then tell you it's a sin? What kind of psychopathic sicko would give you natural urges so strong and then make you feel like shit when you act upon them? Why would an all-loving God make so much of the fun shit against the rules? It doesn't make any sense. But of course now I'm a grown-ass man and I know the truth. There's no such thing as sin, man. All those silly-ass childish fairy tales they told us when we were kids, like Jesus and Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy, they're all fucking horseshit, man. The only difference is some people grow up and they don't realize that Jesus is horseshit just like the rest of them. But he is, man. There's no magical man in the sky watching you at all times. No boogeyman in the cloud that gives a shit when you touch yourself. Sin does not fucking exist, okay? Christianity is nothing more than a cult that uses fear in order to control their victims. These assholes terrorize you into believing that your most natural urges are somehow evil. And conveniently enough, only the cult can free you from your evil deeds. You know, Christians claim that Jesus can forgive you of your sins. But atheism can do something so much better, man. It can destroy sin altogether forever. You no longer need to think about it or worry about it in any way ever again. Atheism provides you with the ultimate freedom, man. Freedom from the guilt, the butterflies, and the creepy asshole in the sky watching your every move. And best of all, freedom to enjoy the one life you get on this earth as much as you possibly can. And fuck any pathetic fairy tale believing asshole who tries to tell you that that is a sin. Because if anything ever was a sin, it will be not enjoying your life as much as possible while you still can. Real talk, motherfuckers! Regular masturbation is a must for any healthy man. They've done scientific studies on this and shit, and they found that if you don't masturbate regularly, your sperm will start to pickle in your ball sack, and then your babies will be born Republican. That's how Bush got elected. True story. So fap away, monkeys, or else the Republicans win. Shit. That's gonna suck.
Then we let the world know, dude, you gotta let your girl go. DS is the best in the business. PS, we got dicks like Jesus. It's time that we let the world know, dude, you gotta let your girl go. DS is the best in the business. PS, we got dicks like Jesus.
Dicks like Jesus.
Dicks like